Hey guys, how you doing? Today I want to talk about the subject that is very sensitive. A lot of people don't like to bring up subject like this because we all have our own views, and most of us, for reason or another, we prefer to keep our views for ourselves. This subject is racism. So I do not really agree with a lot of people that consider some acts as racial acts. I'm going to explain myself. So it all happened about 15 years ago when I first came to the United States 27 years ago. I believed a lot in racism, and I thought that most people that act in a way that is hostile or not very friendly to others were racist. And when I get stopped by a cop and they treat me really bad and they give me a ticket and they don't say hi or bye or anything like that, I label them as racist. So let's go back to what happened 15 years ago. So 15 years ago, I was with some friends of mine at a restaurant here in Oklahoma City, IHOP. We were at IHOP. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was with some Moroccan friends, and our waiter, you know, was not the best waiter you can have. So our waiter kind of treated us in a way that made most of us feel like he was racist. And we saw him going to other tables, joking, laughing, playing with other customers. But when he gets to our table, he kind of acts different. So my friends were like calling him, names and everything, saying he was racist. But then, when I started thinking about it, I kind of came to the conclusion that the guy was just a bad waiter. He did not have anything to do with racism as we know it. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt most of the time. I like to, think that people are good inside. Some things can happen in your life and it can kind of make you act in a way that is not very acceptable by others. And so when I start thinking about how that guy reacted, and I start thinking, this guy is not really racist. He's just a bad waiter. And a lot of things that started happening. Like one time I was speeding. I was going like 90 something miles an hour in a 75 miles an hour highway. And the cop that stopped me, he was very mad, and he was kind of screaming at me and everything. And I started saying, this guy is racist. He wasn't racist, really. He was just mad, extremely mad, because I put myself and the life of others in danger by going that fast. So if you ever see somebody act in a certain way, they do it because of hate. Sometimes it's because of hate, not because of racism. I'm not saying that there is no racism at all, but I do believe that more than half of the time we think people are racist when they're not. They're just hateful. I go back to somebody I know, a gentleman I know. He is he's not very accepting of others, but he is his own brothers and sisters are of a different race, and I see how much he loves them, how much he cares about them, how much he's willing to do anything for them. Some people would say, yeah, because that's his brother and sister. But no, because I see him acting the same way with other races that he is really friend with. So how can you choose to be good and nice to some races and not accepting of other races or people from the same races that the people that you like, and then be labeled as racist? It's just hate. Hate exists in every single, country. I would go back to Morocco, for example. if you, when I was young, you know, we would call guys that don't look the same as us names, and we would, you know, joke about it and everything, but none of us really thought of racism, you know. But it was really racism because we only say these things about the people that don't look like us. Like, for example, I would say the people that are from an Amazigh descendant, you know, they are always labeled as inferior at a certain time until like late 80s things start to change a little bit, you know. And like there was always this conflict between, you know, the Arabs, the natives, which are the Amazighs, or the Berbers, like a lot of people call them, you know. To a certain extent, that was somehow racism, you know, because we were acting different with people that were not from the same, you know, same race as we were. But with the time, seriously, with the time, you know, when we start getting older, we start finding out that what we were doing was not right, and we start, you know, that's when we start thinking that, hey, you know, we shouldn't be acting like this with these people. But it wasn't because of hate, because it was because they were different races. And the funny thing is, myself, you know, I am a native of Morocco, and my parents, they never learned the language. And when I got to a certain age, I was so eager to learn the native language, and I wanted to understand others and everything, and I was kind of wanted to be part of the minority, although the natives in Morocco are a majority and Arabs are a minority, but we're always considered as a minority. I wanted to be part of that minority that is always, you know, put to the side. Just to make the story short, is that don't overthink things, but at the same time, think about it, guys. Racism, as we know it, is not really racism most of the time. It's just people are hateful, you know. They act the same way with the same people that are from the same race as they are. I may be wrong, but this is what I think. Let me know, guys, what you think. Let me know if you believe I am wrong, or what do you guys think. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.